Hello everyone and welcome to the fourth week of our course Functional English. Alright, thank you very much for attending this class today. And in this week's class, we are going to learn how to write an application, an academic application in American format. And using this format, you can write any kind of business letter. Okay, so this is really going to be an important lesson for all of you. I am pretty sure that most of our students do make a lot of mistakes while writing an application or a business letter, formal letter. So let's start doing it. In teaching you, I thought I would use a different technique today, and that is I would like to edit a bad example of an application so that you know very well which part I'm going to use, which part I'm going to edit and make what kind of changes to those parts. So it's going to be very helpful for you, I guess. Pay attention, okay? So this is an example. It's a bad example of an application. This is what you can see, the whole thing. Okay, so what do we start with? Usually we start with a date. So the very first thing we're going to talk about is the format of date. Well, in most American style of applications, what people do is use this format. The month first, the month comes first, and then the date, and then the year. But there's a problem. We have to put a comma right here, just after the date, which means first comes the month, then a space. You see there's a space here between the month and the date. So there's a space, and then without any space we put a comma right here, and then we put another space here. Here's the space, and then the year. Okay, and then you give here we can see another thing. There's a space, line space, and after the line space we can see that there is a word called to. But this is really ironically, these two things are opposite to each other. I mean, if you use to, it's kind of British style, and if you use the date at the top, it's kind of American style. So if you choose to use American style, then you should be sticking around. You should, continue writing the whole thing in American style. Either American or British, you follow one format. That's what we recommend. So as you started with the date, I'm pretty sure you are going to apply the American style throughout the whole letter. So we are not going to use this. So we will delete to. Okay, and then you see there are two line spaces, 1 and 2. Two line spaces just below the date, and this is what is recommended. Okay, then you address the person who you are writing the letter to. So the person, let's say, is the head of your department. Let's say you are from English department. I know there is no one from English department, but you are from different departments. Okay, so let's assume that you are from English department, and you are writing this letter to your head of the department. So the head is the actual thing you should write. So the head, then you don't need to put any comma here. Just go to the next line and write the department. I mean, the head of which department? Department of English. You can say Department of Textile Engineering, Department of Business Administration, and law and whatever. Then World University of Bangladesh. Department of English of which university? World University of Bangladesh. And there's one thing you should write here is the address of your university. Okay. Road 4, Dhanmondi, Dhaka. Okay. And then one space, right? But no, there should be two spaces, two line spaces. So after the address line, you see there are two spaces. This is the recommended one here. And then we have subject. In writing subject, some of you may think that we should capitalize each word in the subject line, but no, this is a wrong idea. So what you do is you only capitalize the very first letter of the very first word, and followed by the all small letters. Okay, sorry. Just like this. And then some of you may think that this is a complete sentence, so you should put a period, a full stop here. But no, delete the full stop. Okay, so there will be no full stop, no comma, no nothing. Okay, so from the subject line, what we get is prayer for leave of absence. But one more thing, very, very important. Okay. Prayer for leave of absence sounds very, very old-fashioned. Okay, so what you do is you replace this prayer with application. Okay, so application for leave of absence sounds good. It's normal nowadays, so you can use it, but never use prayer for, okay, because you're not praying to someone. Okay, this is kind of colonized concept, and we have to get out of that concept. Okay, then again double line space, just like the previous ones, double line space. And then you start with salutation. So you address the person with dear sir or dear madam, knowing the person. And if you don't know the person, write dear sir or madam. But what is most common nowadays is you can write sir for anyone, even it's a female teacher. Okay, so sir is kind of common gender for anyone. So write dear sir, but no comma. You can see there's a comma here. There's a comma here, but no, we are going to remove the comma, and then we will give one line space. Okay, below dear sir there will be one line space. And then what we can see here is the line started, the sentence starts, body sentence starts from here. There's a gap. Okay, we should not keep any gap there. So what we do is this. Okay, one line space, and then we start from right here. No comma here after dear sir, so we start with the very beginning of this line. Okay, but one thing, read with me how this letter starts. It says, most respectfully, I beg to state that I'm a student of the Department of English at this university. I couldn't attend my classes from this to that due to high fever. My doctor suggested that I had suggested me a complete bed rest for a week. I'm attaching the medical certificate herewith. Okay. Now the thing is, the way it starts, most respectfully, I beg to state that. This is again Just like the prayer one, this is again a very old-fashioned way to start an application. So what you need to do here is just delete it, okay? Just delete from here to there. Most respectfully, I beg to state, please do not beg, okay? You are not in a position to beg to someone. This is something the British people taught us because we were inferior to them. But do not practice these things again, okay? So what you do is, with due respect, comma, I would like to start. I would like to inform you that. Okay, so you start like, with due respect, I'd like to inform you that I'm a student of the Department of English at this university, or at your university, whatever you can say that. I couldn't know. Don't say I couldn't. One more thing here, I missed it. With due respect, I would like to inform you that no, this is a formal letter and you should not use contracted form. So what you do is I am. Okay, write them separately. So with due respect, I would like to inform you that I am a student of the Department of English at this university. I couldn't know. Again, contracted form, so we should not use it. I could not attend my classes from 11th March 2020. Well, here, if you use 11th March just like this, then you should use a comma right here. Okay, just like that. And if you do not use the th like that, then no comma. Okay, 11 March 2020. But you should decide which one you will do. But the most common one is this format in American English. So as you started with this format of American date writing format, so I think you should stick with that. So the month is, let's say this should be August 1, 2022. Again, we are changing it here. August 10, 2020. Okay. So from August 1, 2020 to August 10, 2020, you couldn't attend any classes due to high fever. You had high fever, and that's why you couldn't attend these classes. And you are writing, I could not attend my classes from August 1, 2020 to August 10, 2020 due to high fever. Okay? All right. So you introduced yourself in the very first sentence, and then you stated the problem, what is the problem, and also give the reason. You can also write a complete sentence giving your reasons. There might be more than one sentence. I mean, you might need to write more than one sentence sometimes to explain your problem and explain the reasons why it happened. And then you are explaining again a little bit farther. You're saying, my doctor had suggested me a complete bed rest for a week. Then I guess there's no problem. Attaching the medical certificate herewith. So what you write here is I am, right? You remember? We are not using any contracted forms. So I'm writing I am attaching the medical certificate herewith. Okay, so remember to attach the medical certificate. And I think there's some problems here because I wrote the date 1 to 10 but I said the bed rest for a week, so it should be for 10 days because I couldn't attend the classes from 1 to 10. Okay, or I can edit it here. I can write from 7 August 7. Okay, thank you. And then we give a single space here. Just unlike the previous ones at the top, we used double spaces, but here you use single space. So here we can see that it starts like I, comma, therefore, comma, then pray and hope that you would be kind enough to blah blah blah. But remember, do not ever decide to pray and hope, okay? Why? Because from the very beginning, you could realize that you could see that we were avoiding the prayer kind of words, okay, in which you should be you might be feeling inferior to the person you're writing to. But this is absolutely an obsolete idea, and by the word obsolete I mean something very old-fashioned, which is not going on right now. So here we should avoid the word pray and write wish. So I comma, therefore, comma, wish and hope that you can keep the hope word. So I therefore wish and hope that you would be kind enough. Remember, this is a very common expression here, that you would be kind enough to consider my problem and grant my application for the said classes. Said classes means the mentioned classes from August 1 to August 7. And oblige thereby. Up to this, it's absolutely fine, but there's something more here, I guess. And just right after that, when you start writing sincerely yours, remember to give double spaces, double line spaces, okay? And then write sincerely yours, and then again double spaces, and then give your details like name. There should be one colon here, okay? Name, ID, batch, department. Again, it's missing here, so yeah, we give it to there. And then enclosure. Remember, you mentioned that you were attaching a medical certificate here, so you should remember to really attach it. Okay, and you should do one more thing. Remember to give a line space between your details and the enclosure thing. Why? Because sometimes the person who's the reader, the person you are writing to, may avoid seeing that you've actually written something in an enclosure, because they might think that it's something included in your details. Okay, personal details. That's why, just to make it a little bit conspicuous, so that it can grab attention of the person who's reading it. So write it with a single line space, and then in the enclosure you mention what is it? Medical certificate? Okay, there might be some more. I mean, more than one. If it's more than one, then do the bulleting or number, just like this. Number 1, medical certificate, for example. Certificate. Oh, it's bold. Okay, we can unbold it. Medical certificates. And if there's something else, you can also add it. But since we have only one attachment, we're not going to number it. Okay, so in the enclosure part, we are writing medical certificates, because this is what we mentioned in the body of the application. Okay, so this is what we can see the whole thing after we edited the whole application. Okay, I think now you can see the whole application. All right, so this is how we should write an application. No matter it's a formal application to, I mean, it's an academic application or a business letter. You can use this format in any kind of formal letter. Okay, and remember, you are using American style, so think about the line spaces, think about the date formats, and also don't forget to use the modern expressions and avoid the prayer type of words. Okay, don't feel inferior to the person you are writing to. It's okay, you are just communicating your ideas, you have got some problems, and to solve them you are just communicating with the person you are writing to. So it's quite okay to be smart enough to use normal languages. Okay, I hope you understand. I would like you to take time, practice by yourself, and go to the next assignment or quiz that I give it to you. All right, thank you very much.